Welcome to Dysfunctionally Yours, the podcast where we embrace the chaos, laugh through the struggles, and find hope on the other side of trauma. I'm your host, Brittany, and if you've ever felt like your life was a beautifully messy roller coaster of dysfunction, trust me, you're in good company. Here, we'll have real, raw, and sometimes ridiculous conversations about mental health, relationships, and healing, because let's be honest, life isn't always pretty, but that doesn't mean we can't come out of it stronger and maybe even smiling. So grab a cup of coffee or a glass of bubbles, and let's navigate this wild journey together, dysfunctionally, but never alone.
Welcome back, friends, to another episode of Dysfunctionally Yours. I'm Brittany, and
I'm
there's Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Hey, Lindsay's back! Woo woo! Woo woo! Oh, I hit myself in the face. Woo woo! So glad you could be here, Lindsay.
Likewise. Happy to be here. Happy to be seen.
Well, we'd love to see you. So fun fact, do you ever use ChatGPT? Like, ever?
Yes. It'll just occur to me that I can use it for things that I've never even thought of. Like, I have put in responses I wanted to put in for an internship I applied to. I created a invite on it the other day for a little house party that I'm gonna have. Like, it made a whole flyer for me. It's fantastic.
Cute. I want to see your flyer.
It's super cute. You literally can do anything with it.
Yeah, you really can. So look, the other day I play around with chat all the time. All the time. I've had her build a budget for me. Like, she helps with my finances. She does all kinds of
Yeah.
fun things. But this morning I was like, chat, I feel kind of dull and blah, and I have to record. Help me with my makeup. And I took a picture. This chat did my makeup for me. She did it for me yesterday too, like got me dressed and everything. And I was like, oh my gosh,
I
look at
love
what she does. She's
that.
like a personal makeup stylist. Yeah.
Assistant.
She helped me get dressed for Thanksgiving, because I was like, I had a vision in my brain and then it wasn't turning out the way I wanted it to. And so I was like, chat, fix my outfit. And she did. Like, amazing. I love chat.
Yeah, it's great.
Yes. So my makeup today brought to you by ChatGPT.
Let me tell you. So I bought
Um,
something from uh this website and it didn't fit. And so I contacted them and was asking if I could return it or how does it work? And they were just like, you have to cut it up and send us pictures and then we'll refund you. Or you can resell it, up to you. So I was just like, I want my refund and I want to resell it, right? So I
yeah.
sent the picture to ChatGPT and was like, create this image, cut up, and send it back to me. It worked. I got my refund and I
What?
resold both of those pieces. I'm hoping they never
Oh
see
my,
this.
I hope they never see this too.
But I'm like, got him.
That's crazy. Look at all the things chat can help you do. Chat's saving money every day.
I swear to God, I was just like, I'm not taking this L. ChatGPT, help a girl out.
Help a girl out. That's amazing. No, I think chat, she's a girl's girl. She is. She's a girl's girl. We love that journey for us.
Yes.
Somebody was like, well, doesn't she just tell you everything that you want to hear? And I'm like, no. Today, she originally told me that I looked a little dull and could use a little bit more color in my face. So she's not she's not out
giving
here just trying to make me feel good about
criticism.
myself. Correct.
Oh my God.
Absolutely correct. That's funny. Do you have an ache and relief of the week?
So I work in retail, and so I had to work Black Friday. which I feel like my relief is getting through Black Friday because it was such a crazy
Yep.
day. Um, the overconsumption in this country is just like out of control. I can't handle it, but I'm just like, how many more like Black Fridays do I have in me? Literally, I'm like getting older. I can't run this hard anymore. I freaking slept
Yeah.
12 hours that night. I was just like, ugh. And then I guess my ache is my store manager accepted a position in a different state. So yesterday was her last day. And I was really sad about that, because I had gotten really close to her over the last year and a half. So it
Yeah.
just sucks to see her go, but I am happy for her.
That's a bummer. That is a bummer.
Yeah.
It's hard whenever like supervisors that we like leave.
Yeah. Because I just like have this unrealistic expectation that it's just going to stay the same forever until I decide that I'm going to make a change, but nobody else is like
Correct.
allowed to do that.
Correct.
So, yeah.
That's fair. I think my brain also works that way. Like when people leave, I'm like, oh, but why? Like,
How dare
why would
you?
you do that? What about us? Like, no, I
Uh-huh.
feel that. So well, that's a bummer. That's unfortunate. I also had like got a new supervisor throughout the course of this year, and that was hard and scary. But what I will say is my new supervisor is like I really like her. So um it all worked out. So,
Yeah.
maybe it'll be great. Fingers crossed.
I was just going to say, I'm making
Right.
changes too. Like, I'm going back to school in January, and
Right.
I don't know what that's going to look
Right.
like, but I'm not like going to be there forever. So,
Right. 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 Absolutely. I think my relief of the week is that I got through Thanksgiving. Like holidays are so weird and wonky for me, so it's always just like, "Oh, we made it." And it was more or less successful and didn't end in tears. Like nobody
good.
ended crying. Yeah, so I think all in all like that was great. My ache of the week would be well, it's really hard to have adult children. They cuz they have free will and do what adults do, and as mom you can't really stop them or keep them from making their own decisions, even if you know they're like good or bad decisions. Like you just don't really have any say in that. And so I had a situation come up on Thanksgiving actually that it was like very like that reminder was very much handed to me in the sense of like because they're grown-ups and you have no jurisdiction over that anymore, and
Yeah,
that sucks. It's hard to have adult kids. It's a tough one.
I can see
And I'm
that.
like, did I put my parents through this level of misery? Like, I like to think no, but probably.
I know I did. I
Right.
feel so
Can
bad.
I tell you the amount of times I burst out laughing this week over Milton Hilton? Just just out of nowhere, it would pop into my head, and I'd be like, "That's so funny." It's not,
Milton
but it
Hilton,
is.
baby. It's where the real ones have to figure out life.
That's so great.
You know
Okay,
what's funny
well,
too is like I'm not a violent person at all. Like me. I
right.
am not, I'm not aggressive. Like that's just like not my personality. I can
Yeah,
get irritated, but I'm not like physical, like I'm gonna slam your head in a wall or something. The Milton
right.
Hilton, apart from my sister, is the only other place where I've gotten into a physical altercation with somebody. So
Oh, juicy.
I was just like, I still have the paper that they wrote up from when me and this girl got into this like fist fight and they had to separate us and talk to us, and they gave me like I don't know, like 5 days in solitary is my punishment, but the jail is so overfilled
Oh,
that
no.
I didn't ever even have to do it because it's just so overfilled, so it's just like a paperwork type of thing, but
Oh.
the way that they, like, wrote it up, as, like, the paperwork just makes me laugh, like, looking at it. Like, McDonald approached inmate so and so, hopped off her bunk bed,
Yeah.
and I don't know, like, just the whole thing, I was just reading it, and I was like, "Oh my god." But this girl stole my shampoo and conditioner, and people
Hot
were
commodities in jail.
yeah, like, and if you let them do this, then they're just gonna, like, run all over you. So,
Yeah.
she would go to this, like she had a job during the day. She would go and do laundry or do something in the kitchen or something. So when I realized, like, they were, like, trying me before that, like, they would replace my clean cup with dirty cup, they would steal my toilet paper, and then when the shampoo and conditioner went missing, that was the last straw for me. So I was like, I'm going through everybody's shit until I find it. Starting at bunk number 1, I'm just gonna go up and down this bitch until I find my shit. And I found it in this
Damn.
girl's yeah, I went a little crazy, but I did find it and I had to like, prove a point so people didn't keep messing with me in there. So
Yeah.
she came home from her job and one of the other girls told her that I went in her stuff while she wasn't there and
Yeah.
things escalated, honey.
Remind me never to steal your shampoo.
Yeah,
That is
I mean,
that's wild. I can't even make it make sense in my head. Like, I can't because like you said, I know you. You're nonviolent. And so, like, if you came up, like, aggressively at me, I would be like, "What on earth is happening right now?"
I know. It's just, yeah. I remember it after it happened. Another one of the girls came up to me and she was like, I'm so proud of you for sticking up for yourself. Just because, like, that's just,
Yeah.
it's just not like the vibe that I give off.
Right. No, not at all. I mean, like, I know when I first met you, that vibe would never give off that, right? You were just so quiet and stuck to yourself and
Yeah.
like one word soft spoken answers and just really kind of like head down, do your own thing. So no, to take that version of you, which is also not the version of you that I know now either, but like to take either version of you, like, no, nope, that doesn't align with any version of you that I know. So, Lindsay the badass, look at you go.
The G, the little thug.
Ooh, little thug. We're gonna call you little thug,
It's my
little
street
thug
name.
now, right? I'm gonna change your name in my phone to Lil Thug.
That's
When you're
like a
like
double
when you
life.
randomly text me about makeup or something, it's gonna come through. It'll be like, "Lil Thug, hey, did you like your bronzer?" "Yes, Lil Thug, I did."
That's so funny.
That is
We live and we
that
learn.
is funny. Do what?
I said we live and we learn.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. And what I have learned is that I won't steal shampoo from anybody because you just never know how they're gonna respond. And,
Not unless
should
you
I
want to
ever
see
go
these
visit
hands.
Oh. Oh, no. Alright. Well, so the other week ago, I made it just all is gonna segue in. I made the episode about how I was the mean girl, and I thought, let's talk about it. Like, let's talk about not me being a mean girl. I already talked about that. But like just how hard, because I keep saying it, but like how hard it is as an adult to have relationships, whether they're like friendships or romantic relationships or the relationship shift in our families or just anything like that. And I was like, that is going to be a fun conversation with friends
Yeah.
and your friends. I mean, do you like, I guess that's sort of my own personal opinion. Like, do you feel like that is true, or do you feel like I am a crazy person and it's not true at all?
No, it's like I think about, like whenever I was in school, I felt like I had so many friends because that part of your life is kind of set up to where, you're in this routine where you're around the same people every single day. We're all doing the same thing in life. We all have the same routine. So like and I was on a
Yeah.
dance team and I just had all of these really close like relationships and everything. And um after high school, it was just harder and harder to feel like I could find people to get close with. And a lot of the people that I was friends with in school, I'm still friends with on Facebook, but we're not close anymore. We don't really talk. And so it's like set up now where I feel like the only people that I really see are at work. And that's where I try to find friendships. But that's also, like I feel like you want to have like a life outside of work where you also have, something else that you're doing. And that's been really hard for me. Like I
Right.
lost a lot of friends whenever I had a really bad drinking problem. People didn't want to deal with that. And I thought that getting sober that I would get all of that back, but it's more lonely to be
Hmm.
transparent. Like I
Yeah.
don't really have like a close group, and I don't know if that's something that I'm doing myself, but I do say like to my parents and like my family sometimes I'm like the most friends I made I think were when I was in Colorado. I
Right.
still talk to like and keep up
Yeah.
with like a couple of like other people that I met in Colorado. I Anyone that I really met down in Miami was a wash. I don't have any friends that I
Yeah.
wasted a whole year down there. I made no connections. And then,
Right.
like, moving back, I feel like there's just this programmed conversation that people have when you see them where people come into my job and say, "Oh my God, it's so good to see you. We have to get together. We have to do lunch or dinner sometime." And then you never hear from them. It's literally just,
Right.
and then they'll come in 4 or 5 months later and say the exact same thing, but like no
Right.
one makes an effort. It's just like
Yeah.
some weird program response that we have. So I do think, and I understand like people have kids, people have their work, things are busy, but I just don't feel like a lot of people really put an effort into wanting to extend their circle any more than it already is as adults. It's hard to like find new friendships in like your 30s and 40s compared to when you were like 16.
Right. Agree. Right. And I've had the same experience because whenever I first moved back to Denver, I was over at Victoria's Secret. And so, because I grew up in this area and am from around where we were at work, I saw lots of people come in that I would like know or like knew from a different lifetime ago, right? And they'd be like, "Oh my God, I haven't seen you for so long. Oh my God, we should connect. We should catch up. How's life? Oh, you're back? Are you back permanently?" Like all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Never again. And not even any interaction on like social media either. So like it's not even
Yeah.
like it sparks people to be like, "Oh, let me like that picture now or interact that way." No, nothing. And so that was like so I've had that similar experience whenever of like just seeing the people say the things. So I think that's tricky, right? And like I think I've always been in this weird sort of space because I had my kids so young. And so then I was like, mom, and my other friends were, single, living their best lives or whatever. And then when my friends and stuff started having kids, they had younger kids and mine are grown, mine are adults. And so that was different because like they are doing the kid thing. They can't leave. They can't leave their kids unattended, stuff like that. And I'm over here like, la 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 la, look at all my freedom I've gotten back. And so that was hard. Um just like offset that way. And it was that way with like dating too. And so, whenever I wanted to kind of start dating after the boys got a little bit older, or, maybe Corbin had already moved out or something like that, people were still having like 7-year-olds or 12-year-olds. And I'm like, I personally have already raised 2 kids. I don't actually want to raise 2 more kids or,
Yeah.
anybody else's kid. And so then it was like kind of waiting around for people like even in my like age or whatever for their kids to catch up. And it was actually my youngest. He pointed it out. He was like, "Mom, you're not going to be alone forever. You just have to wait 5 or 6 years because you're like 5 or 6 years ahead of everybody with kids. So eventually their kids will grow up too." And I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. That all makes sense. But, then you go out into the world and you're like, do I actually want to date anyways? Like, no, I don't. It's so hard.
I always have,
Ow.
I like have this thing where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna surrender and download this dating app. I literally like have a 2-week threshold and then I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing? I don't want any of this. This is such a joke. Like, I'm gonna just go back to focusing on things for me and, just hope that one day like I meet someone organically.
Right. And like, and where at, and then so that leads into like back into like, where do people find people? Cause like you said, in school, we're given this like plethora of human beings doing the same things, being at the same place at the same time, like experiencing life the same way. And then you become an adult. And like you said in the beginning, like everybody just sort of like disperses, sort of goes their own way, does their own thing. And yeah, like I'm not meeting people at work. I work in a female dominated industry. There's like
Same.
4 men.
So I
So
did
like,
go
and
on
you're not meeting
Tinder.
people in the candle aisle at Target. Even though all the TikToks talk about how like men are going into the candle aisle at Target, they're not. I've never seen a man looking for a date in the candle aisle at Target.
Oh my God. I feel like too, like it wasn't like this back in the day, but now like dating and a guy that I worked with that like pointed this out to me too. And I was just like, I'm not okay with this, but it's almost like expected that the way that dating goes now is you have to hook up first and then see how it goes. Like it's expected that
Right.
you're gonna, like, be
Backwards.
physically intimate first, and then if you guys also enjoy each other's personalities, then it may turn into something instead of the other way around. And that is just something that I'm just like, I'm just not, like, down for that. I'm like,
Right.
okay, so I got on Tinder and I met this guy and I thought we had a great like first date. He took me out on like a little boat ride, brought me a rose from his garden, was like,
Oh,
yeah, like it was super nice, And then he was just like he's asked me so many times if I wanted to go back to his house. And I was just like, no, like I really don't, especially like the first time that I'm meeting you, I kept throwing out ideas like, are you hungry? Do you want to go get a bite to eat? Like, yada, yada.
yeah.
But it just always turns into that. And so, of course, like after the first date, I didn't sleep with him. You think I heard from him again? Hell no. I
Right.
haven't heard anything from
Right.
him. He's disappeared.
Of course.
So I'm
Of
like, am I
course.
ever going to find someone that's just like, okay, waiting 1, 2, maybe 3 dates before like I have to sleep with you? Like, shouldn't it be something that
Right,
I want to do? I don't know.
right. I agree. It is kind of a weird situation. And I watch so many documentaries and things like that. Like, I'm not going to your house. I'm not going to
Absolutely
your house and I'm
not.
not inviting anybody to my house. Like, and if I were a man, I also wouldn't do that because like you see there are some crazy documentaries out there about like girls doing stuff like that, going and like robbing the house and killing
Yeah,
them and doing all kinds of like weird, crazy stuff. So I'm like, at this point, it goes both ways. It's not just that like men are the scary predators in the
predator.
world. No, women
Yeah,
are doing crazy, scary things as well. And I would not. No, I like we gotta like get to know each other just a smidge so that I can make sure that you're not
normal.
going to chop me up in the, basement.
Yeah,
Or that you're not
I,
gonna turn into, like, my new stalker or something like that,
yeah,
you know?
I mean, so the way that this date ended, which I was like so uncomfortable about doing this, but when he kept saying, like, do you want to go to my house and meet my dog? I was like, no, since we're like close here, why don't you come over and meet Callie? So I had him in my house and we like watched a movie on Netflix or whatever, and I kept trying to figure out like, okay, what am I gonna say to like get him out? So when he finally left, because I was just like, that I know what he's wanting and it's not something that I want. So like, how am I gonna get out of this situation? So after he left, I was like, because I also watch documentaries. I was such a psycho. Immediately went into my guest bathroom and I was like looking under the sink in the toilets for like hidden microphones and cameras. Like, did he tap the house? I was
Oh,
freaking out.
no!
I was freaking out. And I was just like,
That
"God, I can't handle this. My nervous system is just I can't do this."
that is that's that's funny. I mean, it's not because it's, like, a real fear, right?
You just never
But that
know.
is the society that we're kind of in right now. That's the way the world kind of is right now. So it is surprising to me that people are still so, like, um I don't know, like, sex driven on a first encounter when
Yeah.
things are this scary. I don't I don't think that that's for me. I went on a date out here, downloaded an app, I don't remember which one, and, was kind of, like, just talking to this guy for, like, you know, an hour or 2, texting back and forth, right? And then he's like, "Well, do you wanna go grab a beer? The taco truck is at one of the breweries." And I was like, sure, sure, right? I wasn't doing anything. Normally, I wouldn't, like, be that, spontaneous, I guess. I went, and as soon as I sat down, he had, like, grabbed my leg, like, we were very familiar with one another, and I'm already like, "Don't touch me," right? Like, I'm already very much that person who's like, "Ee, why are you touching me?" Like, I'm already
Yeah.
so weird about it. No, now there's this stranger, I don't even know his last name, and he's touching my leg, and I'm like, "Oh," and he's like, "Is that too forward of me?" And I was like, "Yeah,
Yes.
actually, it really is." Um, and then he was like, "Oh, okay." So, like, takes his hand off my leg. We have a beer. We're talking. As we're talking, I'm realizing very quick, fast, and in a hurry that, like, this will be our last encounter. Like, this this is not the type of human being that I wanna be in a relationship with, but, was entertaining enough. Like, I'll listen to anybody talk and tell their story, like, 'cause people are fascinating. But as far as, like, wanting to date anyways, and then, like, we got up, I was coming back from the bathroom and he had gotten up and he was like, let's dance because some song was on. I'm like, dancing in the brewery? Like, no, this is not where we dance. I don't want to dance. I really just didn't want to be this close to this man.
Yeah.
I would have danced with you. I would have danced with probably anybody else. I did not want to
Yeah.
be this close to this man. And he like pulled me so close and I was like, we're very close. And he makes this like cheesy line because he had made a lot of comments, super religious guy, and had made a lot of interesting comments about I say interesting as if I'm trying to protect his like very judgy comments about just everything in general. And so he like pulled me close and I was like, I don't know if this is what God would like to see happening right now. And he like pulled me even closer. So like our chests were touching. And he was like, well, you know where Jesus lives. And I was like, in the sky? And he's like, in our hearts. Us being chest to chest is bringing Jesus into our relationship.
My
It's like,
God.
I was like, oh, okay. Like that was just such a wild experience. And then whenever we were leaving, I had parked the opposite direction of his car. Not that I knew that. It's just where I parked. And so he's like, I'll walk you to your car. And I was like, you don't need to. We're good. I'm grown. We don't need to walk me to my car at all. And he's like, no, I'll walk you to car. It's dark. Like, it's a parking lot. It's late. And I was just like, oh, okay. Right. So he walks me
Fine.
in my car. And then he goes and he's like, so are you going to give me a kiss? And I was like, I wasn't planning on it. And he's like, I really like you. Like, just one, like, right here. And so I was like, gave him this like weird awkward peck on his cheek and I was like, all right, well, I gotta go, bye. And I jumped in my car and like shut the door and I was like, thanks for walking me here. And I shut my door and this man continued to call me. I'm like, I don't know what I did that made you think that this was like I
Gonna
have done
grow.
nothing but like like recoil every time you touch me. I have like been so eager to jump in my car. No, he kept calling and I finally had to be like, hey, this isn't
I'm
for
not
me.
interested.
I'm not interested. This really isn't for me. And that man turned around and called me a skanky whore. All right, Jesus, my friend. Like,
My God.
that is not like, what are you talking about? I wasn't rude. I wasn't disrespectful. I didn't do any of those things. I actually didn't ghost you. I actually was like forthwith and was like, this isn't my thing.
Yeah.
And then I was called names. And I'm like, okay, well, that app is getting deleted. We're done with this. This is not for me. And that was years ago.
I
That's
feel
years
like
ago.
85% of like dating, like nowadays, is just like trying to figure out how am I going to get out of this situation. That's like what we're all
That's
thinking.
horrible. It's true, but it's horrible. Like you're going into it already planning an escape route. Like,
Yes. Like,
yeah.
oh God.
And it's like, I think we see it so much where people are like, okay, I'm going on a date. Call me at 7:30. Call me and check in. Like, right. So
Send me your location.
right. So there's so many of those types of things, and I think it used to be kind of as a joke or for like a bad date, but it's not even that way anymore as like a joke or just for a bad date. It's like safety.
Yeah.
It's
Even
safety.
all
It
these
could be,
apps now have like safety, like things that they've incorporated into the apps just because it's like, it's scary. But
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah. Well, there is I've known about it, but I just like saw this guy who actually builds like an entire like learning seminar off of it, but about the lavender marriage. And like
Okay.
he talks about how he's in a lavender marriage with his wife. And it's really just this very business kind of oriented sort of situation. And
I
so
feel
he
like I'd
talks
be
about it
down
and
for
he's like, huh?
I feel like I'd be down for that.
Me too. Me too. At this point, because he even says, he's like, when they talk about, he's like, if you go apply for a job, you're applying for a job to do one task, and you do that one task really well, and that is why you're hired. He's like, but imagine if you went to do a job and then they were also like, and now you need to do accounting and you need to do HR and you need to do all of these different pieces of the job that you don't know what you're doing. He was like, no business is going to last. Everything is going to fall apart and fail at some point. And so he was like, and that is what we ask of people in a marriage. Like you meet this one person and you're like, oh, I want sparks. I want to hit it off. I want you connect on this like romantic level. And then because you think you connected on this romantic level, that you're also going to obviously connect on finances and children and, morals
Yeah.
and values and beliefs and just all of the things, especially as like, and the world is continuing to change. So as you get older and the world changes around you, your morals and values and beliefs might also change too. And you're going in hoping that you all just connect on all of this. He's like, that doesn't make any sense. That is unrealistic. It's unrealistic in a job, and it would be unrealistic for a marriage. And he's like, so this is why my wife and I work. My wife was my best friend. We got along. We, can do this, that, and the other thing. And we didn't get married based on this like romantic spark. He's like, because there's not one.
Right.
He was like, but we had this very functioning household. Like we can come, we can go, we can talk. Like we enjoy each other's company when we're around. People have like, your role is very different without also having to worry about like, how do I keep this spark alive?
Yeah.
I'm like, sir, genius. I need that.
You're
I
onto
will marry.
something.
Right. I'll go marry my best friend. Like,
Yeah.
go, you do you, live your life, come back to this house, be my best friend. You've been my best friend all this time. Keep being my best friend and like take out all of the other bullshit. So, I think that's where the world's probably gonna go or needs to go.
I'm
Now,
not
to
mad at
anybody
it.
listening that has lived this happy, beautiful marriage, like no shame on you. Enjoy your beautiful marriage where you get to be the CEO and the banker and everybody all at one time. We love that for you.
Yes.
It's just not my life.
Just don't
Just not my life.
know. And I realize now too, like when I was younger, like I just kind of was under the idea that that is just what a normal life looks like for everybody. Like you go to
Yeah.
school, you find someone that becomes your husband, then you get married, then you have kids. And I just thought that was just like, that's life for everybody. But there's so many other outcomes. There's so many people that don't have that, you know? So
Yeah.
like if you do find that, it's really like a privilege and you're super
Right.
special because that just I remember like thinking that when I lived in Miami, like just seeing, so many other different possibilities that you could do as an
Yeah.
adult. It doesn't have to be like, get your degree, get married, have
Yeah.
kids. That's the whole journey. There's so many other journeys that you could do.
No, absolutely. And I think like whenever we allow ourselves to step outside of the box and look at the bigger picture, then yeah, I mean, make it what you want it to be.
Yeah.
I know I work so hard and it's such a high stress, high trauma job that when I come home, I really just really love my peace, right?
Yeah.
Like, and more and more, I realize like maybe I'm not an extrovert. I would have always said I was an extrovert, but I think I'm something else. I'm not an introvert. Nobody's ever going to say that I am, but I'm definitely something else because like I like to be around people. It's all well and good. Thanksgiving was, like I said, it was great. It was fine. Friday, I rotted on my couch, like, just rotted like a burrito on my couch all day. I did not move, I did not do anything, and I was like, "I just need to, like, be all by myself," because my brain was so on for so many people the day before, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I
Yeah.
need decompress.
I totally
So
get that.
right. I mean, and you're around people all day, every day. So, like, to come
Yeah.
home, I'm sure it's like you want it to be calm and quiet and not necessarily like alone, but like peaceful.
Yeah, I love it. I literally like even on my off days, I enjoy just being at my house with my dog, no music,
Yeah.
just chilling, like
Yeah.
no one else that I have to like entertain. Like it's just my little bubble.
Right. And I think like I've read or watched whatever, who knows where I got the information, something that said like more and more and more people are doing that. Like more and more women are choosing not to date because you are taking care of yourself. You are going to work. You are doing all of these things already on your own. So it's kind of like you already have realized you don't need somebody else to do that for you.
Yeah.
And so then whenever you like end up in a relationship or you're dating around or something like that, you have less tolerance for any of the bullshit. And so it's kind of like I think women now are kind of doing sort of the same thing that men have always done, where it's like, no, this is too dramatic. This is too much. I don't want this.
I'm
And so now
out.
women are also doing the same thing. And so everybody's just at a little bit of a crossroads. Like we're all
Yeah.
just sitting on opposite side, like, you know, like
The
opposite sides of the
middle
street.
school
Being like,
dance.
yeah,
We're all
yeah,
up against the wall.
right. Right. Nobody's going out to mingle.
No.
Nobody. We're all little wallflowers now. Um, yeah. Well, happy dating to people out there that want to date.
Godspeed.
Go- make sure you check your sinks and your toilets for any microphones that might have been planted in your house.
Yes, and always Google the phone number if you can get it beforehand meeting up because you can find out a lot just about where they live, what their real name is, if they have any LLCs, what that LLC does. Like, there's so much information. You can find out a lot.
Lindsay, the PI.
Yeah.
And if you can't find it, send it to Lindsay.
Yeah.
she'll, she'll do it for a small finder's fee.
Keeping you safe.
That would be an amazing job, actually. I mean, I know people
Right?
do it, so like it is a job, but I'm like, maybe am I in the wrong field? That would be a lot of fun, I think. All right. Well, Lindsay, it's always a pleasure having you here. I love when you're on. You make my soul happy.
You make mine happy too. Maybe one day we can embark in a lavender marriage.
May see, see, we could do it from like it's not going to work at the same way state to state because then we're still having to have two houses and you know. But one day,
We'll get
one
those
day,
tax breaks.
right? Absolutely. See, there's that. Hmm. All right. I love it. Thanks for joining us. Everybody else, until next time, don't be afraid to be great. Toodles, poodles, bye.